Top 5 Lessons from the Disciplined Trader. This book was written in 1990 by Mark Douglas, and it's the absolute essential read that every top trader in the world should read or has to read if they want to become the best in the industry, because this is a book about psychology. It's not about strategy. And I wish that I took this book seriously earlier in my career. I actually came across this book 5 years ago, but I didn't. I read it once and then I didn't really take it on fully until years later. And so in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the top 5 key lessons that I think this book is going to benefit you. Okay. And so I'm going to break it down so it's nice and simple for you. And this is not going to be a long-winded video. Of course, I do advise that you go and study this book. You can go read the book, go buy it, The Disciplined Trader, or you can find the audiobook and listen to it as well. Either way, it's absolutely important that you learn this material if you want to be the best in trading or become the best you can be. Trading isn't about beating anyone else, it's about beating yourself, and that's what this book is all about. So, before we get started, I want you to do me a favor and like and subscribe and comment below. This is going to help boost the algorithm and get this video out to more people like you. There's a lot of people out there that are exactly like you that need to hear this message and they're going to benefit. So I'm not asking for much, just like and subscribe and let's get started. So the first lesson, and this is the most important lesson, is that you need to detach from the outcome. Detach from the outcome of your trades, detach from your P&L, detach from the money, right? And you will become a better trader. So what that means basically is you have to stop tying your self-identity to the outcome of your trade. So that means that if you take a loss, it does not mean you're a bad trader. Do you understand? It's not an attack on your ego, right? A loss is just part of the edge. You have to understand this, right? So you don't take it personal. The other outcome is a win, right? And if you have a win, don't go posting it everywhere online and think that you're some trading genius, right? That's not going to help. That's just your ego. Okay, so being attached to the outcome is basically your ego. Okay, so if you take a loss, it's a hit to the ego. And if you take a win, it's a stroke on the ego, right? You have to understand this because this is what's driving your mood. This is what is controlling your trading journey. You have to understand that the outcome is going to happen with or without you, and it's just your edge playing itself out. It You were just there at the right time to put on the trade. You have to think like this. Number two. Number two is you have to think in probabilities, not certainties. Trading is all about probabilities. So basically what you're doing is you have your edge and you're stacking the odds in your favor. So you know that maybe you have a 50% win rate or 60% or even a 40%. whatever the win rate is, you know those probabilities, and you know that with the right risk management over time, you're going to win. There is no certainty in trading. You could have a setup, get into a trade and think it's going to win, and then you don't win. Or you can have a trade and think that it's going to lose and it wins. You don't know what the outcome is going to be. All you have are probabilities, and you have to think in probabilities. And if you can do this and start seeing your trades as probability machines, as the probabilities, the odds of you winning or losing, right? You're not going to get emotional. You're just going to flatline, be cold, and you're just going to be able to take trades without hesitating, without being attached to the outcome, because you know it's just probabilities, it's just maths, right? And one way to build confidence in your probabilities is to do the back testing. 100 hours is what I suggest, but you do a good amount of back testing so that you understand what your probabilities are in your edge, right? Don't go and back test for one day on the weekend and then hit the markets up on Monday and think you know it all, because a day of back testing is not enough, right? You need a lot of time to back test, to get used to your strategy, just to get used to the probabilities of your strategy. You will see the probabilities play out in your back test. Okay. And then once you're comfortable with that, then you go live with a smaller amount. So you're not attached to the outcome. So you don't mind losing, and winning doesn't get to your head. That's how you do it. Do you understand? Number three is discipline is a skill, right? It's like building muscle, mental muscle, right? So you want to build muscle, you got to go to the gym, you got to put the reps in, right? But in trading, the discipline is basically building mental reps. So that comes from things like journaling, following your system, sticking to your rules, sticking to your edge, right? The more you do this, the more you're going to become disciplined internally over time. You don't wake up one day and you're suddenly a disciplined trader. You have to put the reps in. You have to do the work. And only then, after a long enough period, the discipline sticks. It becomes part of your personality, it becomes who you are. And then trading just becomes easy. Do you understand? You have to think of it as you're reshaping your discipline. And usually, um, discipline is creating habits, and you can create a new habit in 21 days. Between 21 days and 66 days is how you create new habits. So you have to do it every day. You have to be disciplined every day for, if you can do it for 3 weeks, your chances of continuing this new behavior, this new identity as a disciplined person, as a disciplined trader, is going to continue. And then how you do one thing is how you do everything. So you're not just disciplined as a trader, you discipline yourself with the food you eat, your workouts, your exercise routine, your gym, your daily routines. You just do it every day. It gets boring. Yes, it gets boring, but you know what? It's better than struggling and losing. You struggle because you have no discipline in any area of your life. So you need to understand that it's a skill and you need to work on it to develop this skill. Number four, your beliefs actually shape your behavior. And the problem is, most people, you included, have negative beliefs. You have this negative limiting beliefs that's holding you back, that is making you greedy, making you fearful, or making you have a lack mentality. So these are all limiting beliefs that are going to shape the way you behave in the market. Do you understand? You have to understand this. You cannot just learn a strategy and apply it. You're not a robot. You have beliefs, you have this internal programming, which you have to change. And it's not easy to change if you don't know what you're doing, right? If you want to upgrade your limiting beliefs and develop new positive beliefs, then check out the first link in the description, the Inner Edge Pro. We rewire your mental programming, your subconscious programming, and create new identities and new beliefs and get rid of the limiting beliefs so that you can overcome some of these problems and improve in your trades. But you have to understand that beliefs shape your behavior. I'm not making this up. It's in the book, right? Mark Douglas has been talking about this since the 90s. So this is not woo-woo science stuff. This is real stuff, and you have to work on it, because if you have a greedy mindset, you're going to have a nice win. You're going to start the week strong, and then you're going to get greedy and you're going to try and take another trade. And then that trade's going to be a loss. And now you're going to get angry, and then it's going to lead to a loss, and then another loss. And then you're going to start getting really angry, and then you start revenge trading. So these emotions are basically controlling you without you knowing it, right? It's more important than you think. You don't realize like how much of your life is being run by your subconscious beliefs. This stuff basically overrides any logic, any conscious thought, any intention that you had. If you woke up and you said, my intention for today is to put on one trade and be a good trader, it's not going to work, because it's your internal beliefs that's running the show. So you have to rewire it. It's really important, because otherwise you're just going to be swimming upstream. It's going to be hard. You can be told about fear and being greedy and all of this stuff, but if your default is set to a certain type of emotion, it's always going to go back to that. So you have to fix that. Otherwise, trading will always be difficult. Okay? Trust me, I know this. So I'm telling you that this is true. It's in the book. Okay? I'm not making this up. Number five is that fear and hope are your enemies. Fear is going to make you miss a trade, right? So let's say you took a loss yesterday and then today you're fearful. You see your setup and you hesitate. You cannot take the trade because you have this fear of losing again, your loss aversion to loss from yesterday. So you're not thinking straight. First of all, you need to forget about yesterday's trade, okay, and understand that today is a new day. Today is all that matters, right? So forget about the loss you had yesterday and come back and recenter yourself and execute the trade according to your plan, according to your edge, because it's probabilities. Today's trade could be the win that will recover from the loss that you took yesterday. You cannot not take the trade. You have to be automatic, right? So you have to, again, fear is a limiting belief. You have to delete the fear, right? That's what we do in the Inner Edge Pro. So fear is going to make you miss a trade, and then fear is also going to make you not be able to hold your trades. You're not going to have the cojones to hold your trades till take profit. You're going to sell yourself short and take less profit than the entire trade is worth, right? Then if you do that, then your probabilities are never going to be in your favor. You're always going to be at break even or struggling, right? You have to not fear the outcome. You're not fearing your trades. You have no fear. You feel nothing. You need to be stone cold, black and white. And then you can let your trades run. You can let your profits run. You don't even have to look at it because you know that looking at it is not going to help. You just let the trade run and then it goes straight to your take profit. And then bada boom, bada bing. You got your trade, right? And that's just how it should play out, not because of your emotions. You don't let your emotions control you. Again, it's really hard. I understand. Most of you are operating unaware of your emotions, unaware of these things. You don't know why you're reacting to markets. You don't know why you're doing things without, and then you scratching your head afterwards, like, why did I do that? Why? Well, this is why, because you're acting out of fear. And then also hope. Hope is also the enemy, and hope will make you move your stop loss when you go into a drawdown because you hope the price is going to reverse and go in your direction. So now you're moving your stop loss. Okay, bad choice to do, bad decision right there, right? Moving your stop loss. A stop loss is there for a reason, is to stop the loss, right? If you move it, you're gonna get a bigger loss, right? I've done it. I've done it. Okay, I've done it. And we all do it, okay? Because we have this hope. We just praying underneath the desk. We're there curled up in a ball underneath the table, just hoping and praying to all the gods that price is going to turn around, right? Just chill out, man. Hope is not a strategy, okay? Take the loss and be happy with it. Be okay with it and move on to the next trade. Look for the next setup. So there you have it. Those are my top 5 key takeaway lessons from this beautiful book. I love this book. It's so good. You should read this once a year. And then you should also study it deeply. You should listen to the audios. You should do everything. You should really get to know this book inside out. It's going to help you. And if you want to work on your subconscious programming, your internal side, your internal edge, then check out the first link in the description. That's what my program, the Inner Edge Pro, that's what we do there. We reprogram everything and we install new identities. Then you can become this stone cold trader. Okay? If you're new to my channel, go ahead and like and subscribe. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you're struggling with. And until next time, stay safe out there. Take care. Bye.